Hey, we just had somebody join on a Friday night at 6 o'clock. I didn't know how many people would jump on the live Q&A, but welcome very much. Very much. Thank you for jumping on with me. We'll wait a couple minutes here and see who else comes on. And hey, Angela, how are you doing? Good to have you here tonight. Hey, we've had a few more people come on. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come on. I don't know how many we'll have. We may have just one or two, or we may have a bunch of people come on. I don't know. Hey, Keith, glad you're here, man. We we may end up having a guest on in a little bit. I don't know. She has not told me if she's coming on yet, but that would be my lovely wife, Deb. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. So we're not going to wait on a lot of people. Basically, question and answer session tonight. I get asked a lot of questions all the time, and I don't always have the opportunity to answer those when we're live streaming. So I just thought it would be a good time. I would like to share with you guys a couple of things, and a couple of these you guys will be the first ones on the channel to even know about. Everybody knows about our business, Knox Horizon Complete Auto Care at 4701 Clinton Highway. We're a full service auto repair shop where we work on all makes and models of vehicles. So I'm going to give a shout out to our business. That's what allows me to do what I do on here and all the live streams because that's what puts money in my pocket. So you can find out more about us at knoxhorizon.com. Second thing I kind of wanted to share was a few things I've talked about the fact of that I'm a former law enforcement agent or law enforcement officer, and I've got some other things going on, but I thought I would show you guys a couple of things. And then I'll be glad to answer any questions. Michelle, good to have you on. Glad you're here. Um, Angela, you're just phenomenal. I tell you, you are. I appreciate everything. Um, but let me thought I'd share with you guys. Really and truly, yes, I graduated from the Knox County Sheriff's Office Academy. There's my wonderful diploma that I got. I just thought that would that's good proof that yes, actually a former law enforcement officer. Um, Something a lot of people don't know. Here's my certificate of completion where I took the Skywarn Storm Spotter training. So when I say I've been through the training, I have. Uh, Angela, thank you so much. Something that a lot of people don't know, I've also went through training to become a certified life coach. Something else I've done, and you guys have heard me a lot if you've ever been on the streams about my how good I feel about ketamine and ketamine assisted psychotherapy. So I've just recently went through a class on psychedelic counseling and the foundations of therapeutic trip sitting. And I'm currently working on another course because I want to become as informed as I can about the things I talk about. I'm going through a course called Ketamine Therapeutic Applications, Clinical Research, and Neural Mechanisms. that's a tough course, but but so far I'm passing it and everything's good. And so I want to become an expert on ketamine because I just believe so much in what it does for people and how it helps people, especially with treatment resistant depression, PTSD, and anxiety, and even chronic pain. So that was just a couple of things I want to show you guys, but basically I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. So throw some at me, guys. Man, I'm ready. There's only looks like 4 of us on here, but that's okay. I believe whoever's supposed to be here is the ones that's here. Now I know somebody's got to have some questions on here. Oh, what? That's a great question, Michelle. I appreciate that. I have always been fascinated and into storms my entire life. There's a video on my channel. It's under my playlist of weather and storm chasing that I took of the hailstorm that come through Knoxville back in 2011, which was just a phenomenal storm. Of course, we had over $40,000 of damage at our house. Got the roof and window and a whole lot of things. And of course, that storm took out a lot of cars and a lot of other people's property and stuff. And I guess that's really the first time, videoing that storm and just being in the middle of it is what really got me interested. And I realized when I decided to storm chase, you have most of the chasers that will go out to the Midwest to Tornado Alley and they chase the tornadoes. But, we get severe weather here, as we all know that live here in East Tennessee. And I felt like I wanted, even though we don't get a lot of tornadoes here, still, we do get severe storms. And I wanted to be able to bring that information to my people right here in East Tennessee because we just don't have anybody that does that here. And no, it's not as exciting as the big tornadoes and stuff out in the Midwest, but I think it's still vital and important that everybody gets to know about that. Um, Angela, we talked about vitamin B not absorbing. That's a very great thing too. So there are 5 genes. They're called methylation genes, and a lot of people have mutations in these genes where they'll either get one mutation from one parent or they'll get a mutation from both parents. If you have one of those mutations in one of those genes, then you that only it only works like 50% of the time. If you have both mutations, it doesn't work at all to absorb those vitamins. And I'm going to put a link in the description below uh, where you can find out about that. Um, and where we had ours done was a company called 10 Times Health. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the description of the video right now while we're doing this. I'll put it right below the link to my website. Let me save that so it all goes in. So now it's the link to 10 Times Health and the genetic test is there where you can find out more about that. But but basically what happens is that if you have one of those mutations in one of those 5 genes, or if you have it in all of them, I've got 3 that has that genetic mutation. So my body doesn't absorb that well. And one of the things that B vitamins do is they lower something called homocysteine that's in your blood. And high homocysteine levels, basically, homocysteine is like a blood vessel constrictor. So if you have high homocysteine levels, most people that have it's going to have high blood pressure because it's constricting the blood vessels so the blood can't flow as well. And so you get a lot of people on the methylated vitamins, especially the B vitamins, and their blood pressure improves. Now, I will say, since we're talking about health and stuff here, I am not a medical doctor. None of the information I provide tonight is designated to treat, cure, or mitigate any disease in the body, simply for information purposes only. If you have a disease or condition that needs to be looked at, please seek the care of a qualified medical professional. But with that being said, those things are all things that you can find out that 10 Times Health website, and I don't earn anything from them. They're just that's where we got air tests done and found out about it. And I think it's important for people to know because a lot of people go to their doctor and they have high blood pressure, and the doctor just starts throwing blood pressure medications at it. When the real problem, it could be just as simple as one of those gene mutations, and people get on the methylated vitamins, which is the methylated form is the absorbable form, so your body doesn't have to convert it. It's just readily available. The homocysteine comes down, and a lot of people have reported great results in lowering their blood pressure that way, and I'm one of them. Oh, great question, Keith. Was our business started by us, or was it something that was already in our family? Knox Horizon was actually something that me and my wife started. I have been in the automotive business for many years, off and on, and I had always said that if I had the chance, I wanted to start an automotive repair business and do it the right way. Unfortunately, I saw it done the wrong way a lot of times. And so when my wife originally, her family was in car sales and still are. But where we're at now, there used to be a used car lot. This building we're in actually used to be the old Clayton Lincoln Mercury building. For people who've been around Knoxville for a long time, they'll remember that. And then my father-in-law turned it into a used car lot. And when he passed away, me and Deb decided that we wanted out of the car sales business. We were really tired of it, and she asked me what I wanted to do, and I said, well, I would like to go back into automotive repair, open a business, and do it where we can work on anything that anybody has and do it right the first time. And so that's kind of how we started. We made the decision, and we opened it, and we just did it. And it's worked out very well for us. We've got a lot of, as a matter of fact, Angela can tell you, she's one of our best customers. And we've been able to help a lot of people. If you read our reviews on Google, we're at a 4.7 out of 5. And we have a few people that have not liked things we've done. But if you look at my replies to the bad reviews, you'll find out that normally it was due to their fault, had nothing to do with us in the first place. Because we tried to do it right, but we will admit, we're human. We make mistakes. The thing we try to do in our business, though, are if we make a mistake, we're going to take care of it. We're going to make it right. And I think any of our customers would attest to that. New Life, good to see you on here. I appreciate it. Car repairs, roofing, and asphalt, 3 businesses that have a lot of burns in them. Yes, sir. You are you're completely right on that, Keith. Hot exhaust and hot engines and stuff burns our technicians on a daily basis. But man, thank you for these questions. I really appreciate it too. I'm trying to move more, and I think I talked about this last night on the live stream. We were chasing storms, but I'll get into it a little bit more. I'm trying to get away from the day-to-day operations here at Knox Horizon. I've got a great team that knows what they're doing, that can take care of the business, and I want to do more storm chasing. I want to, as I showed you guys the certificates, the classes I'm taking on on ketamine and psychedelic therapies and stuff. I'm trying to learn everything that I can. Um, and I have been approached. Um, bums. That's funny, Keith. I've been approached by a couple of clinics that's thinking about starting up ketamine infusion therapy, and they have realized that I have knowledge they don't have, which impresses me. It's not often that a doctor will go outside of their peers or outside of other formally trained medical professionals to ask a layperson's opinion, but they know that I've been studying ketamine now for almost 2 years, and that I'm taking these classes, and so they have asked my opinion on how they should set up their clinics and what they should do, and I'm trying to make sure that we go off the research that's out there and we set it up right. Because what I found in my research over the past 2 years is that a lot of these clinics, none of them are run the same that's doing ketamine today. And some of them aren't following the protocols that was in the research. Some of them are trying to do their own thing. And it's kind of like I tell people sometimes, when you're trying to find the right place, it's like the wild, wild west. Everybody's doing their own thing, and some of them aren't following good safety protocols. Some of them are not, they don't even know what the research says. They've just jumped on the ketamine bandwagon because they've seen a lot of people get helped. And instead of finding out exactly why and how it works, and so hopefully these new clinics that are wanting to do it, that I can help them get started right with the knowledge I've gained by providing them with the research that's very pertinent to what they're doing. So that's kind of the direction I'm going in. I want to. Years ago, I was really into health and wellness, and I got really burnt out on it. I was with a company one time that was going really well, and the owner of the company sold it out from under us. And so that's kind of what soured me on health and wellness. But I think that health and wellness is making a big comeback. There's a lot of people suffering out there, and if I can help provide them with information, and the reason I went through when I showed you my certificate earlier, that I become a certified life coach, if I can help people with their suffering and the problems that's going on, then that's what I'm all about. And of course, most of you guys know that I just went through a health scare where I ended up with too much vitamin D in my blood and ended up with hypercalcemia. And that's where I really started studying ketamine and pain relief, because there are no good treatments for, and I know I'm going to butcher the name for the condition. It's allodynia, I think is how it's pronounced exactly right. It's Alloydia, but allodynia, and it's skin pain and sensitivity. And most traditional treatments is they try to prescribe everything from epileptic drugs to opioids, which don't work at all for it. Believe me, I can attest to that. To using lidocaine topical creams and things like that. And I can tell you that the lidocaine, I found a lidocaine spray 5% that works, but it's just not long lasting. And what really worked for me and was being able to find a place that would do a 2 hour. Um, Thank you, Deb. My lovely wife just jumped on. I can't believe she didn't follow the link and get on here where you can see her, but thank you for being in there. But I went and had a 2 hour ketamine infusion, which is a long infusion. And it really killed that pain. It flooded all the receptor sites, the pain receptor sites, and just shut the pain down where nothing else had. I've had to have one booster and follow up on that, but it's really helped. That along with oral ketamine to bridge in between the infusions has really helped me greatly with my pain. Also, Deb says she is going to get on in a couple of minutes. That's awesome. Hey, thanks for everybody saying hi to her. But so we have 7 people on now. That's awesome. We don't have many, and I kind of figured on a Friday night we might not have many, but that's okay. I kind of like a more intimate setting this way with some of my core people. And man, I'm glad that you all really talk to each other in the chat. Keith, especially. Again, I want to give Keith a big applause because Keith does so much. Keith does so much to moderate and help keep everybody informed in our chats on these live streams. And Keith, thank you so much for everything you do. And thank every one of you that's on here right now, because you guys are the core group, the ones that really watch all the videos all the time, and I appreciate that. Yes, Angela, ketamine is a drug that you need a prescription for. It is a controlled substance. It's Schedule 3, so it is regulated by the DEA. And it's, but in the near, well, I can't talk a lot. The clinics I've been in contact with, I may have a, Keith, I'm just telling the truth, man. But in the near future, I may have a source where it can be a little less expensive to get with a doctor's prescription from a qualified medical provider than what it's charging, because infusions, and I can tell you now that ketamine infusions are not cheap and insurance doesn't cover them. They run anywhere from the least expensive I found is about $350, and they go up from there depending on what clinic you go to. And thank goodness we're not in California, because the doctors out there charge about $800 per infusion, and I think that's ridiculous, because I can tell you now that a 500 milligram bottle of ketamine cost about less than $100 for them to buy. And I know there's time involved, because 2-hour infusion, they're taking 2 hours of their time, and they've got to monitor you, because it can. One thing about ketamine, it can raise your blood pressure, it can increase your heart rate, so you do need to be monitored for that. Most people, it doesn't affect you bad at all. And I mean, I've got high blood pressure, and it's perfectly fine for me. It's safe. The one good thing about ketamine, because it was originally, an anesthesia medicine, is it is a medicine that doesn't suppress your respiratory system. So unlike a lot of other medications like opioids stuff, where you can have that overdose and stop breathing, it's one that you can take and it doesn't suppress any of that. And again, just to let everybody know, I'm not here to give medical advice. This is information purposes only. Please seek a qualified medical professional. But Angela, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that can't afford it because it's expensive. But that's why I'm trying to find people who will work, even if people can't afford the infusions, which are more. Knowing what I know about oral ketamine, which I think it's especially, and basically it comes in a little, what they call a troche, which you put under your tongue and it melts and absorbs into the body. It works also, and that's what a lot of the clinical trials used. A lot of them did use the infusions, but hopefully in the near future, at least in the next few months, I may have a source and a doctor where, for people who can't afford to go get the infusions, I can prescribe the oral ketamine at a much reduced price, and hopefully we can help a lot more people that way. The one thing I will say, if somebody's taking it for depression, PTSD, anxiety, and stuff, ketamine by itself can really kill your depression and make it go away. But the only way that you get lasting results is if you have therapy along with that. Because basically what ketamine does is, the best way I can tell people is that from trauma in our lives, over years and years and years and years and years, our mind puts walls up, things that we may not even remember. And ketamine breaks those walls down so that then we can deal with those traumas and those things that we've hidden away. And once we deal with those and we get them out and open and we take care of them, then our entire life becomes a lot more peaceful. So hopefully we can help a whole lot more people. So Deb just texted me. She said she's going to join in a few minutes. So we're going to watch for her to show up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn her camera on. And I'm going to reduce my picture size so that when she joins, we'll be able to see her. So that when she gets on, will be good. Hopefully she'll be on in just a minute. So you're right, Keith. It's not a magic bullet. Even though it can, even though again, ketamine can do a lot of amazing things on its own. As a matter of fact, it was used in Vietnam, especially where it was first used. It was called a buddy drug. It was a medication that could be carried by soldiers, and they could give it to their buddy if their buddy got wounded or injured on the battlefield. And again, because it didn't suppress your respiratory system, it was a very safe drug for every one of them to carry with them, and kind of an almost instant pain relief for anything that's going on. And that's what I found. It has helped my chronic pain just immensely. But you're right. It's not a magic bullet. You've got to do the work that comes along with it. And unfortunately, what I found is there's a lot of there's a lot of people out there, ketamine clinics that have popped up, that they're not integrating the therapy with that. They're leaving it up to the patient to do that on their own, and I think they're doing a real disservice to their clients or patients. What else we got? What else y'all want to talk about? Hopefully, my prettier half, Deb, will be on here in a minute. And we can ask her all kinds of questions. Oh, Deb said she tried to get on, couldn't hear me, so maybe next time. Okay. Yeah, the ketamine clinics are not anything like the old pill mill factories and stuff. Um, I'm glad you brought that up, Keith. They're really not. Um, as a matter of fact, I can tell you that the ketamine clinics that I've kind of researched over the past couple of years, a lot of them are actually probably, to be honest, based on all the ketamine research that I've read, they're actually underprescribing. They're kind of going in the other direction a little bit. Um, I know what went wrong, Deb. I wasn't there to help you with the technical aspects. Just kidding. You're very capable, and I know that. Oh, but what it could have been. Hey, Deb, if you're still listening, will you try one more time to log in? Because I know what it may have been, but let me know when you do it, because I think I've got to, I think once you do that, I've got to click on a button to allow it to be shown on the string. Yes, I am rude. So hopefully Deb will try that again in just a minute, and we'll see if we can't get her on there, because I think I know what the problem was. Maybe. I think it was on my end and not hers. So not not necessarily, Angela. It's basically here. The protocol for ketamine is basically this: somebody that comes in, and Deb says she's logging in now. Let me check something here to see if. Oh, there she is. Show on stream. Look, there's the lovely wife on the stream. Oh, I can't hear her. Hang on, I may know why. Talk now, Deb. You can't hear me? Is your mic and um is your mic and everything activated? Yeah, I'm looking to see what we got because
Can you hear
everything.
me?
There you go. Now I hear you.
For some reason, I can't hear you.
Well, that's weird because now I hear you.
We'll figure out what I'm doing wrong, and maybe you can make it work next time.
Well, everybody can hear
I'll just
you. So,
hop back onto the chat.
okay. All right. She's going to jump back on the chat. So, and what I'll do then is I'll just increase my big, beautiful face back up here. Okay. Nobody laugh. Anyway, where I was at, Angel, you asked the question. So, do you have to have the drug? You always have to have it, and not necessarily. So, here's what the protocol is for somebody. Okay, I think I may know what the echo is. Did the echo go away, Keith? Um, Ketamine for somebody that has PTSD, depression, anxiety. The protocol is if you're doing infusions, is 6 infusions over a 2 to 3 week period, and then once you're done with that series, in another month you'll have a booster, and then Deb says we still have an echo, and I don't know why we have an echo. Let me try something else. Do I have an echo now? Okay, I may have fixed the echo. I'm not sure. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, no echo. Good. So I think I know what I've done to solve the problem. I hope. Uh, cool. So anyway, get back to where I was answering Angela's question. Um, so those 6 infusions over a 2 to 3 week period, then a booster a month, and a thank you, new life. And then some people, that's all they ever have to have. But then there's some people that will have to have boosters. Some people have to have monthly boosters. Some people, it's 6 months, 8 months, or maybe one a year. But some people never have to have them again, and it's because each one of us is so different. Our biochemistry is so unique that's why it's different for everybody. Um, the oral ketamine, people who go through that route and don't do the infusions, very similar. You have some sessions right up front, and then some people take oral ketamine once a week, some people once a month, some people, again, it just depends. And until somebody starts ketamine therapy, there's just not really a way to know. So I hope that answered that question. I found with myself that on the boosters, about every 2 months before I had the pain problem. Now, if we start going into the pain aspect of it, it depends on what kind of chronic pain you have and how severe it is as to how often you need the ketamine. I can tell you when I was at the height of the allodynia, the skin pain sensation, I was using ketamine almost daily, the oral ketamine. And I discussed that with the practitioner that prescribed it to me for pain, and they agreed from all the research that was it. And yeah, we are all so very different, Angela. So, and Deb brought up a good point. It does depend on what all you're working through as to how often you might have to have the boosters too. Angela, that's a great question. Deb, you're here in the chat. You've got fibromyalgia, so won't you type out an answer to Angela's question? And I'm sure she'll be glad to do that too. And actually, I've just realized I don't need these earphones anymore. So I'm going to take them off, and because now my hair's all messed up. Oh no. But yeah, Deb's got fibromyalgia, and it works really well for her. She has to have, I know she's probably typing an answer there, but she has to have an infusion about once a month because of the fibromyalgia pain she has. And she can tell you better how the oral ketamine works for that, but I know it helps her also. And again, I'm trying to help go through the research on everything that's been done with ketamine and pain, and I'm actually sharing it with other healthcare providers. So there's what Deb said. It does help with fibromyalgia pain and a lot of other symptoms it comes with, such as brain fog. So, you know, there you got it from Deb, who has fibromyalgia. It definitely helps. Again, thank you for the few people that's on here. Thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Question for you guys. This is something me and Deb were talking about today. As I'm moving away from the daily operation duties at Knox Horizon, I really want to try to build this channel out. And I want to use it as a platform where I can help people, not only with storm chasing, we all enjoy that. We just don't have a lot of storms here in East Tennessee, so it goes quite a while sometimes between storm chases. But how would you guys feel if I did more videos on health and wellness, since that's something I'm getting into, and I can share with you what I'm finding on the research and finding what new products, especially natural alternatives and stuff, because there's some of those I've been looking into, and I've been working and talking a little bit with a healthcare provider that is more into the natural alternative side. They'll prescribe medications when they need to be, but if there's a natural alternative, they believe in going that route, which I do too. How would y'all feel if I did more like that? Angela, thank you very much. Because taking these classes that I'm taking now, these courses, and I plan on taking more of them to learn as much as I can. I just feel like that's information that a lot of people aren't getting. It's like there's so much disinformation out there too, on not only on ketamine but on a lot of things. And I always have to look when I'm looking at the research, who paid for the research that was done too. Because I can tell you now, if a pharmaceutical company paid for it, I take everything that's in that research paper with a grain of salt. Because I mean, their job is to sell drugs to treat symptoms. Hey Deb, that's a great point you brought up. Low dose naltrexone can also help a lot with pain. And some people get help with all pain, and others it helps with what she considers everyday lower pain levels. Low dose naltrexone is something that's been around for a while, but a lot of people don't know about. That's something I actually plan on making a video on in the very near future. Let's see, Keith. Keith says that he'll take any journey I want to take as long as I drive. They've advised him not to drive unless he tapes his cane to the front bumper. That's awesome, man. Keith, one thing I like is your sense of humor, brother. I tell you, that's awesome. But I think that's just the direction we're going to go to is on health, because we're all getting older. None of us are getting any younger, and if I can find things that'll help people, that's really what I want to do. I mean, I truly, it's funny because I've struggled with this, because there's times that I deal with people that really get on my nerves. We all go through that. But Deb can tell you that I truly love people. I love interacting with people. I love talking to people. But more than anything, I love it when I can help people. And I think Angela's experienced that here at Knox Horizon. We've had a lot of great conversations when she's been here, and I do my best to be helpful with people. I had the same philosophy when I was in law enforcement. My philosophy has always been that I will treat people the way that I want to be treated, unless they give me a reason not to, and we can go down that road. But that's just too hard. Why do we want to do that? I had a discussion with somebody today, and we were talking about when I was in law enforcement that I only wrote one speeding ticket the whole time I was there, and I was going to let that guy go. I got him over here on Emory Road in Powell, Tennessee, and he was doing 65 and a 45, and I pulled him over, of course. And he was in a work truck headed home. It was 5 o'clock. Okay, I got it. You're just trying to get home. But when I ran his driving record, it was a mile long. I could not give him a citation for that. And it was really funny. I called the court clerk the day before we were supposed to go to court over that citation, just to see if he paid it or if I had to go to court. And she started laughing. I asked her what she laughed about. And she said, "Well, he paid yours. He had more in the file. So he got more after I wrote him a ticket." Some people don't learn, but again, we all speed. We all have times when we do things we probably shouldn't. And I try to give people breaks all the time when I was in law enforcement, but that was just a guy I couldn't give a break. But sorry, I went down that rabbit hole. New Life, take DHEA, arginine. I can't remember how we do that. Zinc, D3, and magnesium daily. Also take a multivitamin and avoid sugar and seed oils. Those are all awesome things to do. New Life, I totally agree with all those things. One thing I would say to look into is a methylated multivitamin, because it's not going to hurt anybody, but it's in the most absorbable form there is. So even if nobody's taken the test to find out if they have those defects in those methylation genes, it's not going to hurt you to take a methylated multivitamin. I do, and it's in a form that's the most bioavailable. Um, and then New Life, especially for men, I think it's important to keep hormone levels up as we age. Oh, 100%, totally and completely. As a matter of fact, I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, and Deb has to give me the shot, though. Well, I can give it to myself. It's just I don't like to give myself shots, and I don't know too many people that do. So she does it for me. Thank you, Deb, for that. I appreciate that more than you know, and I tell you that all the time. Um, but let's see, Angela, you say you're sending another customer. Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Um, and one thing I'll do too, we just talked about that. I will take and put a link in the description below for the methylated multivitamin I take, because it's definitely seemed to be helping me. Let me find it real quick. And sorry, I won't be looking at the stream for just a minute while I find this, but bear with me. And Deb's even taking it also, so we're both taking the same methylated multivitamin now. If I can just find the link to it, we'll have it made. There it is. And wouldn't you know, it's out of stock, but will currently be back in stock. So that's about right. um, so at least I'm gonna put the link in so you guys will know what to look for. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the description of this video below. I'll put it right below the link for the genetic testing. So now I've got a link in there for the methylated vitamins, so anybody can get that. It's the one that's it's the Amazon link that's right below the 10 times health link. So anybody wants to check that out, you can. Like I say, it showed that it's out of stock right now when I looked at it, but New Life, yeah, giving yourself a shot is a hard thing. I can give myself a shot because I've talked about peptides before, and I'm really big on certain peptides and get more into those. Something we'll talk about more too later, as we build this channel out. It's in the description of the video, Angela. Let me make sure that I did publish it and save it. Give me just a second. One thing I didn't do, I didn't put what it was to, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to save it. And you may have to refresh your browser to see it because it's not going to automatically pop up. But it's definitely there. And just making sure it's working. Yeah, it takes you right to the one that I take, but any methylated multivitamin will work. Just making sure it's from a reputable source. Nutricost, which is the one that I take, makes very, very good supplements. I take a lot of their stuff. But again, if you can't find it, once you refresh your browser, or even if you do it at the end of this video, you'll be able to find that link down there. Wow, I'm shocked. We've been going for 47 minutes, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this, guys. I enjoy getting to hang out with you guys, even though when we're storm chasing, I can't always read the live feed. But you guys seem to just have a lot of fun and a great time. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I don't want to keep everybody all night, but anybody else have any questions or anything that you want to talk about before we get off here and end the stream? If not, I think we'll wrap this up in a minute, and we'll like I say, in the next week especially, I'll probably go live at least once, and I'll definitely be dropping some other videos that I'll be posting. Wish I could go live every day, but I can't do that. Oh wow, Keith, that's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Hey, Angela, thanks for being on here tonight. I appreciate it. We'll definitely see you guys next time. Hope you have a great night. But since I don't think there's any other questions, I hope I provided you guys with some information tonight that helps, or at least helps educate you. And I hope to bring more of that in the future. And I think there is a chance in the long range forecast for maybe some more severe weather next week. I know around the first of the week, Monday, I was looking earlier, we're supposed to get rain. And maybe some just run-of-the-mill spring storms. Nothing severe yet. Of course, that could change, and of course, I'll be watching it close. If we do have anything severe or any kind of flooding or anything, I'll go live, and we'll go out and bring that to you. But if not, like I say, we'll go live with something one day next week, and I'll schedule it so everybody knows when it's coming. So if somebody's watching that's not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload a video or go live. And guys, thanks. I appreciate every one of you. Fantastic. Yeah, Angela, have a great Mother's Day as well. Everybody on here. Keith, buddy, thank you very much. I appreciate it. New Life, fantastic. We'd love to get your mini in here and get it serviced for you and take care of it. Really appreciate that. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening, a great weekend. And we'll end the stream now, and I will talk to every one of you soon. Feel free to stop by Knox Horizon anytime you can. Check us out. You let me know the day you're coming, I'll be here. If you need to reach out to me with anything too, you can always find me. And I'll put this in the chat here real quick. You can always email me, info@randyjustice.com. You can also check my website out, randyjustice.com, to find out more. And I appreciate every one of you. You all be well, too. God bless you. Have a fantastic night and weekend, and we'll do this again soon.